this particular location has 2 more years left on his existing lease.
It's not about being professional or trying to find someone that's more professional. It was a wrong number. All right, so Paramount Realty Services, you think this is her because the flower shop said that's our gal. Good. That's just about as good as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Paramount,
Beth, please.
this is her.
Hi, Beth. My name's Danny. I'm looking at some commercial space here on Berkshire Boulevard. Wanted to see if I could talk lease terms with you.
What space are you looking at?
In Berkshire, there's a Laundromat here, Wyomissing, PA.
That's correct.
So that's what I do, laundries, and there is, in fact, a laundromat here. My interest is in discussing long-term leases in these existing stores, Beth. We put new equipment in the store and operate. I'm not a broker. I'm not an agent. I don't try to flip or sell my laundries. Want to be crystal clear. This is not a cold call. We've scouted this store a few times and just, see a lot of room for improvement, frankly. The equipment is really old, and this is how I proliferate my business, if you will. This is how I build more stores. It is not a matter of throwing darts at a phone book. We physically scout these locations, my partner and I, and then do what we're doing now. We reach out to you. And look, it's not a hostile takeover. You could say, hey, our tenant's great. They pay the rent. They always have. Lovely. I'm not a hostile guy. I'm not trying to push people out on the street. And frankly, I can't do that. But, many times call this an introduction. Beth, you want what's best for the landlord, and I want to become the best tenant for the landlord. So full disclosure, at the end of the day, if it's a year, a month, 6 years, or 6 months, we're interested in talking terms here because the infrastructure's there. That's what I'm always after, the gas, the water, the electric.
Okay.
That's my whole deal.
This particular location has 2 more years left on his existing lease.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Never calling to, to needle somebody into giving me rent
Jersey,
rolls or
maybe?
Specifics. That's not really my goal, but 2 years is also a, blink of an eye when it comes to long-term leases. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Are you interested in anything in New Jersey? We have availability in South New Jersey.
You have an existing
laundromat down there.
You have an existing laundromat
laundromat, and we're actually marketing the space.
Cool. Give me the address. I'll have a look.
This one is 30 in Mays Landing, New Jersey 08330. Yeah.
Got it. I grew up in Brooklyn,
the square footage is about 2,100 square feet.
On a 15-year term, I assume you're looking long-term because it is a laundromat, and I also assume I'd have to retool it. What would be your asking rate?
That is always negotiable, but
Good.
Right now we are getting $28 a square foot.
So let me say two things about that. I love that you said it's negotiable. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And what you are getting is, do you mean from other tenants or from your current laundromat operator?
Current right now.
Okay. So the current operator's at the top of their lease, and we would definitely look for a reset. We're close with that figure, especially if it's a gross figure. But I just want to prep you for this. We're always looking for abatement up front, especially on 15 years. The difference with me, I have to spend, it's 2,000 square feet. I have to spend a little over 200 grand on washers and dryers. That's all the business is. So let me have a look at that physical address. But more importantly, on the location here on Berkshire, 2 years is a blink of an eye. And I would assume lease rates are better here. And I'm not asking because we're not there yet. But I will send you an email and I'll CC my partner either way. We'll have a look at the store in Jersey. But I want to, if this guy falls apart any further, it's just, I don't know if you've been in there. You and I don't frequent laundries, but I understand them obviously better than the next guy because I own them. And his equipment is just it's all junk. Literally.
What, the one you're talking in Wyomissing?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
75% of the equipment's broken. And I mean, it's sad. When you walk in there, it's hard to do business and hard to earn. So he might limp out the lease if not. I want to keep in the forefront. This is my cell phone you're looking at. Would you mind texting me your email address?
Sure. Hold on.
Thank you.
Let me just take down your cell.
Thank you.
Again.
Danny D'Angelo.
D'Angelo?
Danny, D-A-N-N-Y.
Okay.
Appreciate you. We'll probably end up working on something. I appreciate the heads up in New Jersey. I'll have somebody have a look.
Yeah. And you know what? I will do a search on our entire portfolio because we are all over New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut.
Awesome.
As well as Massachusetts as well. So I will do a search and see if there's anything that's coming up.
Appreciate it.
There. But right now, the most available would be the one at our shopping center in Mays Landing.
Sure. It is not really in my nature to ask about your tenant, so I want to be clear here. I'm not asking about that. I don't know the entity, the guy, the gal. However, let me assume they're month to month. They're looking to get out.
They're currently in an existing lease. They have another 2 years out from their lease, but we have agreed to market their space.
Understood.
They're having some health issues.
Okay. Well, again, no stepping on toes. We all end up in health issue scenarios, but if you have a cash business that's earning $35,000 net a month, you kind of power through it. I know what's going on there. All right, I appreciate you. We'll have a look.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, sounds good.
So, Gus, I never ask about the tenants or what's going on in the store. That's very purposeful. There's two reasons for that. It sounds naive when I start asking, well, what happened to them? Why aren't they making the money? Why don't they want their laundromat in New Jersey? That's number one. It sounds naive.
Right, gotcha, naive.
Number two, I already know what happened there. I don't have to ask. They failed because A, they bought the place, perhaps, and they never overcame that cost.
Oh.
Or they built the place 30 years ago and really never recouped that cost. But the current situation, they have 2 years remaining on that store in New Jersey. Why do they want out? Because they're not making money, not because they have health issues. Come on, that's an excuse. And there are many excuses for getting out, but there are just very few good reasons, other than the truth. The truth is, we're not making money, so we want out. That's why Beth, the realtor, is marketing their existing business, okay? Now, why did I ask about the tenant? For you. Because in my voice, through me, you can hear what she has to say. And now here we are talking about the truths of that. They told her they want out because they have health problems. Go to that store in New Jersey. What do you think you're going to find? A complete and utter wreck with broken equipment, poor operating procedures, old washers and dryers. The place is probably blue with bubbles on the wall, and they close the doors at 8 p.m. If they are earning anything, it's probably through the wash dry fold, which we give away. You understand?
Wow.
You're not going to go to New Jersey, are you?
I'll see the distance, and I'll probably go check it out, yeah?
Go look at the distance, and I want you to text me if you're thinking of going there. I'm not a laundromat broker. I don't give a store when someone like this who has a wide reach gives me an address to a laundromat. I don't give that to a student who happens to be working with me in New Jersey. It's a sticky widget. I don't do that. This is your store that you found. If a student I have in New Jersey finds said store and puts it in front of me, I will call it. But right now, that address is not in my purview. Does any of that make sense?
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 15 years. Otherwise, I get in a weird scenario. I've had people say, well, I'll move to New Jersey. If I know there's a store there, then I'm culpable for their moving to a place where they never thought about living, didn't want to live, can't afford the cost of living, perhaps.
So of course, yeah, it's very risky.
If and when she emails her email address, I will CC you in that email. If you're going to look at the store, depending on how far it is, let me know. If not, let me know.
Gotcha. All right.
Thank you, Gus.
Thank you, Danny.
Ciao.
Appreciate it.